Nicole, I know you've dug into this report and talked to us a little bit about these conflicting views about the unemployment rate falling from 5% to 4.7%.
Yeah, and you were just talking a little bit about this, but the real question mark, or what has people scratching their heads, is that 4.7% number. When you see the headline that on the, in the New York Times say, and you're not following the market every day, that the unemployment rate dropped, that's seen as a good thing. Right. But as Keith was just saying, it's dropped for the wrong reasons. Participation has decreased also. And more importantly, when we look at a broader measure of unemployment, the U6 unemployment data, which factors in underemployed part-time laborers
who want to be full-time.
That really hasn't budged very much. In a recent speech, Boston Federal Reserve President Eric Rosengren actually said that employment was entering the danger zone. It was getting too low, and the Fed needed to hike because we didn't want to get overheated. But when we really dive into the numbers and the dynamics that are happening here, especially when we're thinking about a broader
We don't have to worry about
we don't
heating up.
really need to worry. We did see wages rise. And the big question is just how much slack do we have in the market? And that's really what the Fed is going to try to figure out.
Talk to us about labor participation. Does that mean people who were in the workforce dropped out? Does that mean people who were looking for work gave up the search? Sort of define that for us.
Well, it can be both. And I think what the real question with labor participation also speaks to secular demographic changes.
Sure.
We do have an aging population. So you do have a lot of people that aren't in the workforce, but also maybe, have given up, but it's also just a part of getting older and they're not going to be working
So a
as
number
much.
of those people, you think it's happening at the same time, so the number is exaggerated?
It could, yes. And this is an argument that many have made for some time, that we won't get back to those levels that we once were at. But it certainly is concerning that many are giving up their searches, which is really a large portion of that number. And it really puts a lot of questions around really how strong the underlying economy is.